Could you state your full name, your occupation, and why you decided to run for re-election?
Yeah, my name is Marielena Gaona Mendoza, and my occupation, I'm a special education teacher in Ravenswood City. I teach kindergarten, first and second grade.
And why did you decide to run for re-election?
Thank you. I decided to run for election because even though there were big changes at Ravenswood from the first time that I ran, we still have a long way to go. I think we can do a lot better. We need to improve the scores. We need to better prepare our students for high school. That's the biggest one that we have been struggling with. Some of them are very little are reading at grade level or higher, and we still have students who are way behind on math and language arts. Reading is a big one. So we need to work on that.
What do you see as the most pressing issue facing the Ravenswood City School District, and what specifically would you do to address it if you're reelected?
Okay, I see few things. Number one is the budget. That's the very big one because everything comes to the budget. And the decrease of enrollment, every time we have less and less students. So, and if we don't have good budget, we cannot afford to keep good teachers, or we might have few good teachers, but what happens when other good new teachers come and join us? They usually stay just for a couple of years, 1 year, couple of years, and they leave. When you're a new teacher, you need to get a job wherever they hire you. And sometimes you go for the lowest salary. That's the first thing you get. But as soon as you get experience, you're out for higher salary. And I don't blame these teachers. We need to make a life. We need to have money to pay our rent and all that. But then we struggle and we end up hiring teachers who are not credentialed, who are emergency credentialed, and in some cases they haven't even gotten the emergency credential. And I think that comes to the teachers. We don't have good teachers who can teach our students. We have people who are always learning or they don't have the credentials. How can we have good results?
So what would you do to address that?
Well, I will keep addressing what I've been doing. We need higher salaries. We need higher salaries for the teachers. And we need to save in other areas where we have been spending some money that we could live without it. But we need to get this a higher salary and more. So we can become more, when a teacher is looking for a job, they just don't go like, when you go look for a job, you see all the neighborhoods, neighbor districts who are paying higher salary, and they might not be hiring, so then you go to the lowest. And actually, our district, there are only about 2 or 3 districts that are lower. There's one that is lower than us. I believe it's San Bruno. And us, even though our teachers had a higher salary, they had an increase. We still are the lowest. We are the second lowest compared to San Bruno. We're only 51,000 or so, and San Bruno, I believe, is 45 or 49. So that's not really a good salary. People are gonna try to go somewhere else. They'd rather go to charters. I know many teachers like to teach at public schools, but the charters are paying a lot more money, so they don't mind leaving. There is a big companies that are pulling the teachers. Like I get lots of messages from other companies, Stepping Stones, and other companies that I don't remember right now, who can offer you higher salary. They even go like, if you have a teacher who might qualify, I will give you $1,000. So the choice of teachers is a big one, and not having the big salary. So what we need to do is we need to focus on paying higher salary. How are we gonna do that? We need to reach out to philanthropic organizations who can give us more donations, and not just spend money on something else, but put the teacher's priority number one. I think that should be number one. Perhaps we need to pass a parcel tax for that. And I know the community will respond. That will make a big difference, because if we pay a higher salary, then we could also be, like asking for more from our teachers because they're getting bigger salary, and we wouldn't be afraid to say, you need to improve in this. And the other way is just like, let's not rock the boat because this teacher might leave us, and we're going to have no teacher left.
Can you describe one key decision the school board should make that would help district students improve their academic performance?
That's my saying when it comes to the teachers. It comes to the teachers. If there are no credentialed teachers, experienced teachers, sort of in the classroom teaching, how are we going to do better? We can do better without the teachers. It comes to that. I just, any way I look at it, I end up coming to that point. Also, we need better facilities, and I don't mean new buildings. We don't need that. We need better facilities where students feel proud to come. The bathrooms are working, the faucets are working, they are clean. That's another one of my priorities too.
The school district and school board have been involved in numerous controversies in recent years, including facing fiscal insolvency and a vote of no confidence in the last superintendent who was forced to resign. How would you, as a board member, build trust in the school community?
We need to build trust and taking the time to listen to teachers. And this is something that I always have done. I mean, from all the emails that teachers sent to me, maybe just one of them I didn't respond, and everything else I respond, I listen, I go to the sites. So I believe that's how you build trust, not just listening, say, oh, I hear you. All right, I hear you. That's it. It is doing something about it, finding solutions together, having those conversations that they might be too difficult at times, but we need to do that. If we don't do that, or we listen to them, they say, this is going on, okay, I hear you, and we don't do nothing, or we do the opposite of what they are asking us without any good reasons, they're not going to trust us, not the teachers, not the community. And then that affects the students too, because if we have unhappy teachers, unhappy parents leave. They leave for many reasons. Some of them leave because they cannot afford, to pay a rent or to buy a house here anymore, or somebody else is buying them out and they're moving out. But they also leave sometimes because they don't trust our district to do a good job for the kids. It's a big thing to enroll your student in a district that has bad reputation, and not just the reputation. You're seeing things happening. So you're not going to risk that. You move your students to either to the transfer or private charters. There have been even cases where parents are so worried that the kid is not going to make it right. They go and fake addresses to go to another school district, and that's really bad. But it's a reality. The parents do not trust us with their kids because they don't want to take a risk to see maybe this time they are prepared, maybe it will work. There are many parents and teachers who do not even themselves trust us to bring the kids to the school district where they work because they know that the job that we're doing is not the best. It's not what the kids need.
That goes perfectly into my next question, which is about Ravenswood declining enrollment and the corresponding drop in state funding. What would you do if elected to address this and to reverse that trend?
We need to advertise more, but not just advertise, not just say, we have great teachers coming here. We need to show the results. We need those parents of the students who are doing okay, and also the ones that are not doing okay, or they started going low and they're coming up higher, to let people know about it. But first, we need to work hard. We need to work very hard to raise those scores, not just the scores, because we have to educate the whole child. We need to see the social emotional side of the growth in the kid, and the academic too. We can just focus on academics. It's everything that goes around the student. But parents are a big thing. Once a parent goes to the neighbor and says, my kid is doing really good. It's not, these are the grades. This is how she's feeling at school. She feels happy. It's not being bullied. It's not being, like our students said, they are being jumped or attacked at school. Then they start trusting, and we're going to start bringing our students back. But that's not going to happen from one day to another. It's going to take a big work from everybody, pulling it together as a team. And it could happen. It could happen, but we need to work together and all areas to improve. Not just focus, we are doing fine, these kids are happy, we're giving them this elective. We need to work at the whole, for the whole child, turn the whole child around, not just in one area. So it comes again to great teachers, making connections with the students, making sure that the kids are feeling okay, and listen to them. I often go to the middle school. I have been going, and I just spend a whole day. That's how you really get to know what's going on. If you just go for 1 hour and say, I'm coming to see the school to visit, you're not gonna see what really goes on. So if you are the whole day, you see, are there fights at the school, at the middle school? Are the bathrooms clean? How is everything going around? When the children are sick, are they sending them back to the classroom, or are they keeping in the office? So all those little things, sometimes board members don't have the time. And I am a guilty one. I don't have time because we work pretty much the same schedule. But whenever I have time, I spend a whole day. And oh my God, it's an eye-opening of what's going on. And that's how I start addressing those little things that are happening. And usually when I come, it's because I have had complaints from parents. So I don't want the parents just to tell me, this is going on at my child's school, and just go there. First I come and observe and see if in fact those things are happening. And then I bring them up to the superintendent, and that's how we make changes.
Is there anything else you want the voters to know about you?
I want the voters to know about me is that I am not running just because I want to be famous. I'm not running just because, it feels good to be in a political thing. If I didn't have to be, I wouldn't be. I have many other things to do. But I feel like it's been a long time that our district has been the lowest, and it's time to move up. It's time to have our students go to the same schools. I remember when my kids went to the other side at first, it was so difficult. They didn't have friends in their own home. They could see at night, hi, the neighbor, and that was it. There was never time to sit down and do homework together. They missed that part. And I know that all our students who go to private mine, one of them went to private, the other ones went to a Tinsley transfer. Finally, I moved to Palo Alto, and then I came back. But they missed that part, and I know that our students are missing that part. They're spending a big, long time on the bus, and I rode the bus to know how it feels. I rode the bus for a whole month from East Palo Alto to Palo Alto, and I wish our kids didn't have to do that. But they have to do that because the parents are looking for wherever they think is the best for the students. And right now, they don't think our Ravenswood School District is the best, and we need to change that. So I am here to work on that. I don't have no other agenda, hidden agenda. Our students are first. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.